Hi there and welcome to day 14 and it's back to Dynamic Flow. We're going to be using some of the material you've already been looking at in the past few days. So planking, inverted V, downward dog. We're going to draw some glass knees, beast mode and crab from Animal Flow. There's some side bend work, Z-sit mobility work from way back in day 3. And yeah, I think that's it, if I can keep on top of it. So as always, I often say, bring yourself so you're in the middle of your mat like myself, facing me. You've got a left side to your mat and a right side to your mat, and I will stick to mirroring you so that you can move with myself and keep an eye on the material. So let's just come and have a little shake off, check in with how the body's doing today. What have you been up to? We're going to inhale and shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, soften and sigh them down and away. Inhale and exhale. Good. Then we're just going to take a little roll down on the spot. Soft knees, rounding the spine, drawing the abdominals back a little bit, turning the pelvis to forward fold. Take a look in between those knees and then unroll all the way up. Just letting you arrive. Wriggle anything, fix clothing. And because like anything in our flow, we start by breaking it down and learning the flow, we warm up as we gradually learn it. So I want you to start in the middle of your mat and then head to the right end of your mat. Turn yourself around and look up your runway on the floor. We're going to take a roll down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften your chin to your chest. Again, slide the breastbone, roll the ribs. Little bend in the knees to draw the abdominals back. Turn the pelvis forward, fold. Remember there's repetition of this later. Flat palms come onto the mat. You're going to walk yourself out into a plank. Start to learn the order. Crown of the head away from the heels. Take a little breath here. We slow down as we learn, just checking in our positioning. You're going to soften your knees. Keep your toes tucked and push back over your heels. Come back through into your plank position, so your energy just comes forward and you yawn open through the back of the knees, kick the heels away. Send your hands into the floor, your bottom up, your heels down, come into your inverted V, your big triangular shape, Pick up the heels and then lower and lengthen them down, so 4 heel or calf raises. Soft bend in the knees, slightly walk the feet in an inch or two. Just take your downward dog, quite a wide base downward dog. Great. So then from here, what's going to happen is our energy is going to come forward almost into a plank, and you're going to bring your right knee to your right elbow. Push back into downward dog. There's something about dropping back into that lovely hip hinge. Left knee to left elbow. Push back into downward dog. Right knee to right elbow, push back, left knee to left elbow. Good. Now as this last one goes back, it actually goes down onto the floor. So the left knee goes to the elbow and then it lowers down as if it was on all fours. You pivot on the left knee just gently, turn the left toes out, right foot pivots as well, and you peel the right arm up towards the ceiling. So your left leg will be back behind you, your left hand is on the floor, right arm reaches up. Push into the hand, reach through the fingertips. Good, you're into a sort of star position. Reach this right arm up overhead. Have a little yawn of that right side. Good, as this right arm floats back up, can the right leg float up too? For something to float up, we have to press down and engage with the floor. Press this knee, shin and foot down. Good. Keep this and lower the right toes for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Then we pivot back on that left knee, bring the right hand down, and we bring the right knee in to join it. We come into all fours. Wriggle off anything. Take a little cat-cow wriggle here. This may not make it to the final flow, but we'll see how we feel as we go. Walk the knees in. Tuck the toes. Are you with me so far? I'll always lead you through it. So here we are, short-based 4-point kneeling to find beast. Knees in underneath the belly button. Hands in underneath the shoulders, widen through the collarbones, long spine. We press into the hands and into the toes and hover our glass knees. Good. You're going to do a left leg side kick through, which means the knees have to swing out to the right towards me. Good. Right foot comes down, left leg comes out, but then we're going to bend in it and open out into crab. So your right hand comes up overhead. And we're not really on your mat. So then we take a little funny crab walk around, just getting used to it. Have a little pad out till you're on your mat. Soften your sitting bones down. Good. You're going to lengthen legs out. Have a little stretch off. And then we're going to lower ourselves to the floor, tilting the pelvis. Lay yourself all the way down. You can keep soft knees if you want to. Here you can go for a big stretch out if you want to. Now can we put in yesterday's teaser? Was that yesterday? I think it was. So, bend and soften in the knees, bring the feet back onto the mat. Let your arms go out a little bit wider, have a little shake off. Great. Float your right leg up to tabletop 90-90. And then the left. Good. Arms are low and wide. Now remember, we exhale, soften, and slide the breastbone, roll the ribs. We take a chest lift, we glue the legs together. We scoop and push down into the floor and lengthen the legs away from us. So the legs are glued together. We're starting to press down into the floor with our hands. Slide our breastbone, roll our ribs, chest lift. Start to lengthen the legs away. Big exhale. Come up. We might sweep the fingertips through. We're going to lower the legs and forward fold. We're then going to bring the feet in. And as we pick up the pace, this will become more fluid. We're then going to come into something called rolling like a ball. So we need to stop in a moment and just learn this. So for rolling like a ball in Pilates, you can have your hold onto the front of your shins, which I often have. You can go a little bit more classical like Joseph and have a wrap around and hold on to the wrist. The other hand holds on to the outside of that opposite shin. But you won't know until you give it a little go what feels more comfortable. So the first thing we need to do is just hold on to the shins a moment. Exhale, soften and come off the sitting bones. Little tilt in the pelvis. Walk the feet towards us. Hover the toes. So here we're just finding our body point. But we might bring our shoulders up. So soften those shoulders down. Exhale even more and become totally obsessed with your own belly button. Exhale to relax. There's still tension. Like hang out here. So you might be happier with that wrapping bind. I have to hold on to the shins, just kind of how I've always done it. Depends on the day. You stay in this ball shape. Obsession with your own belly button. Don't be looking around at the room. Don't be looking at me. Exhale here. You inhale to roll back just in between the shoulder blades, just base of the shoulder blades, bra strap area, ladies. Inhale. Exhale to come back up through in your ball shape. And we're going to do 3 of these. So play around with these. Big exhale, you're soft. Obsession with your own belly button. Inhale back. Exhale through. And again, inhale and exhale. So I changed my breathing. I was trying to talk. I was looking around. You heard that change. And you saw it. I came up a little bit too fast. My feet touched the floor. If I chill in it, I can kind of hang out in this ball position. I don't mind a little bit of movement of the legs. It depends. If you've got a bind, you'll stay with it. But we're only going to do 3. It's really nice for the spine. Good. Then again, on our last one, we can come up and have a little forward fold. Nice. So your legs are over to the right end of your mat. You're going to bring your left leg forward, your right leg back behind you. Turn to face me. You'll go straight into a Z sit. Have a little hip wriggle whilst we're here. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and overhead. Side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, soften, side bend. Now we have to get up off the floor and round to this side to do our second side from the left end of our mat. So we're going to hip hinge forward fold, long toes remember, and come up into our hip opener. Then from here, left fingertips can support you if you need it. You're going to bring your right leg through to the left diagonal corner. You come back into shot. Tuck the toes of your left foot. Push down into the floor, come up to standing. And then walk yourself around. Second side. Let's run through it again. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften. Chin to chest, slide breastbone, roll ribs. It's a roll down. Flat palms come onto the mat. Walk yourself out into plank. Good. Establish plank. Push the floor away. Crown of the head away from heels. Hug the bottom ribs back. Soften knees to the mat. Keep the toes tucked. Push back. A little bit like child's pose. Energy comes forward. Find plank. Sitting bones go up towards the ceiling. Hit inverted V. 4 heel and calf raises here. Press hands into the floor. Sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Hug the bottom ribs back. Head in between those upper arms. Bend in the knees slightly. Walk the feet in an inch or 2. This is where we come forward into plank. Left knee to left elbow. Push back, downward dog. Right knee to right elbow. Push back, downward dog. Left knee to left elbow. Push back, downward dog. Right knee to right elbow, lower to floor. Start to turn and open up towards me. Pivot in the right knee slightly. Left foot goes down, left arm reaches up. You're in your star. Left arm reaches up overhead, you have a little yawn. Play around with this arm. We'll take a little look at alignment in another session. But it wants to be underneath the shoulder, wide through the collarbone. So if it's dropping forward, because that's its kind of little habit, just give it a little bit of attention, tactile cueing, bone rhythm, it drills down into the floor. Reach. As this arm floats up, the leg could float up. Stay here, lower and tap the toes for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. It softens and comes back down into all fours. Cat-cow wriggle here, but that will be going in the next repetition. Knees walk in, underneath our belly button, tuck the toes. Push the hands and the feet into the floor, long spine, hover those glass knees. Right leg, side kick through, excuse me, how many legs have you got? Let your knees swing out to the left. Left foot comes down, right leg comes through. This hand's already come up naturally, hasn't it? Just bring it down behind you, find crab. Walk your crab around. Lovely. Lower bottoms to the floor, forward fold, and then lay yourself all the way right down. You might stay long now, reach out. Now, bend and soften in the knees. Float your left leg up to tabletop 90-90 and then your right. Take your arms a little bit wider and lower. You're coming up into your teaser. We glue the legs together as if they're one leg. They're going to have energy and reach away from you. You're going to exhale, soften, slide breastbone, roll ribs, push hands down into the mat to come up. Maybe you keep sweeping and threading through the water. Lovely, lower legs, forward fold. Can you then draw those knees in and find your ball shape? Have a little wriggle around, play around. You're just off your sitting bones. You're in this lovely balance point. But the rest of the balance then lies in what your head is doing, because it finishes the curve. Total obsession with your own belly button. 3, rolling like a ball. Exhale. Inhale to come back. Exhale through. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Legs can go out. We can take another little forward fold. Left knee bends and comes to the front, right, excuse you, and me. Right leg bends and comes to the front, left leg goes back behind you, find Z sit. Open up through the hips. It's because I'm using my other limbs. That other set of rights and lefts. Right fingertips go down, left arm yawns up and overhead, take side bend. Inhale, center, exhale, soften, side bend, mermaid. Good. Back foot needs to be long. If it's in flexion, point those toes, have a little shuffle. We hip hinge, forward fold over right shin, foot and ankle, opening up through left hip. Now your right hand can come down to support you. Left foot's going to go out to the right diagonal. Tuck the toes with the right foot. If it needs a little shuffle, give it to yourself. Move back onto your mat to support your knee. We push down into the feet, crown of the head goes up, so you're not swaying forwards and backwards. Just lengthen the legs and then step yourselves around. Second side, okay, our second repetition. So we're going to do both sides again with a little bit more pace. We're going to take out the cat-cow as well and go straight into rolling like a ball. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften chin to chest, slide breastbone, roll ribs, roll down. Bend into knees, walk yourself out into plank. Soften the knees to the mat, keep the toes tucked, push back over your heels. Come back through into plank. Inverted V. 4 heel and calf raises here. Good. Bend and soften in the knees, walk the feet in a few centimeters. Wind base downward dog. Right knee to right elbow, off you go. And back. Left knee to left elbow. And back. Right knee. And back. Left knee. Taps and down. Pivot on the left knee, peel the right arm up towards the ceiling, hit star. If you bump into stuff, shuffle. Take a yawning side bend. Push down into the floor, let the right leg float. Tap for 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. It just comes back through into all fours. We walk the knees in. Neutral spine, tuck the toes. Push hands and feet down into the floor, hover your glass knees, beast mode. We're going to send our knees swinging out to the right, kick your left leg through, pick up your right hand. Put your right hand back behind you, bring your left foot and knee in, hit crab. Take yourself for a crab walk around the room. Lower bottoms down, forward fold. Lay yourself down into the floor, keep knees soft if you need to. Good, arms go low and wide. Can we take full teaser here with long legs? Glue the legs together, inhale. Exhale, drive those hands through that water, that tension and resistance. Slide breastbone, roll ribs, point toes away, come up into teaser. Mine goes high. Lower legs, forward fold. Good, find Z sit. Left leg in front, right leg back behind you. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, center, up and over. It's all natural. It's just the only way the body can move. We couldn't have folded our legs any other way. You would have been facing the back. Go with it. Nice. Crease and forward fold. Open through the hips. You can't get that foot over there. It can't come out. This one can move. Step it through to the left diagonal. Untuck and find the tucking of the left toes properly. Push down to stand. Walk yourself around to the left side of your mat. Wriggle off. Last side, last time. Inhale. Exhale, soften chin to chest. Roll down. Shake, shimmy. It's your last roll down. Hands come onto the mat. Walk yourself out into plank. Crown of the head away from the heels. Hug the bottom ribs back. Soften the knees. Keep the toes tucked. Push back. Good. Come forward into plank. Press into the hands, inverted V. Pick up the heels and lower them down. Pick up the heels, lower them down. 2 more times. Bend and soften in the knees, walk the feet in an inch or 2. Left knee to left elbow first, off you go. Push back into downward dog. Right knee, really stick that bum up into the air. Left knee. Right knee taps, right knee down. Pivot on right knee, peel left arm up, send left leg long. I don't know where I'm going into that wall. Side bend. Arm floats up, so does leg. 4 toe taps. 4, 3, good. 2, 1. It all just folds back in to all fours and we walk the knees forward. Tuck the toes, long spine. Press into the floor, set beast. Knees swing through to your left. Left foot down, right leg kicks through. That's it. Good. So then your left hand can come back behind you. Walk yourself around into crab. Lower bottoms, forward fold. Lay yourself all the way down, let your legs glue together as you do. There might be little lifts. You can still do the bent knee soft version. I've got no room on this side. Arms go low, high and wide, not low and wide. Glue the legs together, point through the toes, teaser, inhale. Exhale, push down into the floor with your hands. Slide your breastbone, roll your ribs. Send the water forward. Lower the legs, forward fold. Zen sit. Turn to face me. Long legs. Zen sit. Right leg in front, left leg back, behind. Right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale, soften, side bend. Good. Hip hinge, forward fold. Left leg's going to come through onto that right diagonal. Little shuffle sometimes with the right knee. I like to pad this one especially. Good. Make sure you've got parallel legs. They're on 2 train tracks. Push down into the floor to come up to standing. Take it for a walk around. Come into the middle of your mat. How are we feeling? Joining all those dots together. Well done. We're going to inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, let them drop by your side. They might tap your shoulder. Don't overthink it. Go again. Inhale. And exhale. Good work, guys. It's the end of day 14. We start a whole new week. Our last 7 days tomorrow. I will see you then.